3.
Hi, Irene here. I got a little cheat sheet because I want to make sure that I tell you guys everything that I want to do. And I'm going to start with I see you. That means E-Y-E, see you. I see you. Do you see me? And that's talking about awareness. It's talking about on all levels. Do you really see the true me? I'm completely all in heart, working in my embodiment of heart and love, and being in the heart and love and light at all times. But do you really see me? No. What you're seeing right now is a false me. And this is what my video is going to be about. And by the way, we have, if you could show our little unconditional love little baby here, he wants to be part of it. They always feel the energies. But I really wanted to do this in order to voice that I am an addict to cooked foods. I am an addict to dairy, I'm an addict to bread, and I am an addict to refined sugar. All three destructive foods. So what I want to say is you could become the real you and not the false, dense you that you've created like I've created. I want my light to shine through. And I know what I'm supposed to be doing it, and I fall off the wagon every single time, which I did, and I'll admit it. I'm not perfect. It is a process. Just like a baby starting to crawl, then it walks and it falls, then it walks and it falls. I've fallen many times, but now I want to be steady and walk full force ahead, and every single moment, really being the true person. So you could see the real me, and you could start working on you to be the real you. Match your heart, match your light that you are, and that becomes the real you, and your body actually gets lighter, because I've been there before. I've lived that life for almost 3 years, and I fell off. And I've been going back and forth for quite some time. If you're doing processed foods, like I mentioned, you're a false, dense body. The light is harder for it to travel, to keep you healthy. So I'm here to say today, the 80-20 fallacy does not work. 80-20 does not work, especially if you're addicted to worldly foods instead of living on living foods. It's never worked for me. The 80-20, yes, hey, I'll be honest with you. I'm putting in, Kathy, my beautiful video person, if you could turn it that way, over there, that green glass, that's my Rejuvelac. You could turn it here where the crock pot is. That's my kraut. And you could turn it back this way. I'm putting some of these foods in. I'm doing the green juices. I'm doing all that. And I'm saying, yeah, 80%. I'm doing pretty good. But no, I'm still putting on the weight. And because I'm eating 20%, all those other items that I told you I'm addicted to, well, it's okay. I got a green light on those 20%. Even when I was on Weight Watchers, what would I do? I would save up all the points and I would eat all the wrong foods. 80-20 does not work. I went to a lecture one time, and I remember the guy saying, and it was at a restaurant called Food Without Fire. It was a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. The parking was not the best. They went out of business, but I went to this lecture, and I remember him saying, the 1% is the bitch. It will keep you coming back every single time. So it's got to be done with a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment, and loving yourself enough to say, no thank you. Every time that you have a food that is not going to be healthy in your body, that's not going to give you longevity. This includes, and I'm including this, raw foods. Because raw foods have nuts, sweeteners, even natural sweeteners. What will happen will keep you craving, leading you back to the cooked foods, to the destructive foods, instead of healing foods. So remember, not even 1% is going to keep you craving. And what exactly is 80-20%? You can make that 80-20%. You can make that 80% whatever you want, and you can make that 20% whatever you want. So what exactly is 80-20? So I'm here to commit to you and to myself that I'm going to take this journey along with you. And every 2 weeks, I will post a video to show you the difference of how the body becomes lighter and how all your statistics get better and how you heal and how you start looking youthful again and how your hair could even go back to black. And I have some grays. Kathy, you can kind of hone in there. I have some grays. So you're going to see the process of all this happening. By the way, no amount of affirmations, books, lectures, visualization will keep you healthy as long as your biological makeup is done and created by all false foods, not true foods from nature. All right, so what I want to start today is showing you what I'm going to be doing every 2 weeks and what I've done here. And for the sake of time in the video, I'm going to give you my personal numbers, but every 2 weeks we're going to revisit those numbers. And I will suggest that you get some of these machines because we also have to be knowledgeable and also keep an eye on what we're doing that our body stays healthy, okay? And again, is my commitment to myself. I don't visit doctors unless I do a blood test once a year. I don't go looking for something wrong in my body because I know I'm complete, whole, and healthy. But I know that I want to stay that way, so I'm making this commitment today. So some of the things that I have here, Kathy, if you could turn them around, is getting one of these to listen to your heart, and listen for the pulse. Even though I have something that's a little bit easier, and nurses, it's easier for them to do it. I could so easily hear my pulse and count right here. So this is just, if you want to do this, I have an easier way. I got one of these, which is a fingertip pulse oximeter, okay? And basically what you do here, you just stick your finger, press it, and it gives you your oxygen and your pulse rate. Then you should have a kit for a sugar kit that diabetics use, but it's good to see how your body is reacting to everything, okay? And obviously you should have a blood pressure machine to keep track of your blood pressure. And lastly, this little puppy here is fantastic. It gives you, it's Orman. In fact, my blood pressure machine is by them too. Omron, and they make a good product. This gives you your fat and your BMI so that you could keep track as to what's going on with your body as well. And lastly, you want to get one of these. So you could do some measurement and see where you're at. All right, so my measurements today and numbers are blood pressure, 138/89. And that's pretty high. I usually run at 110/70 because I've been falling off the wagon and eating the wrong foods. Guess what? My 110/70 went up to 138/89 and counting if I don't change this. Starting tomorrow, I make that commitment. I've got everything in place, ready, and we'll take maybe a quick look, but I got everything in place. My sprouts, my sunflower sprouts, everything, which I'm going to be putting another tape after this one. Wait till you guys actually see this one. And I'm putting the second one right after this one is going to be the sprouting tape and how to do the healing foods. Every time I do one of the healing foods, I will be telling all of you how to do the 4. And the 4 is wheatgrass, energy soup, which is the green soup, the kraut, and the Rejuvilac. All those 4. And I'll be putting some videos on all 4 and how, or a combination of all of them, but you'll get all of them. This is not my teaching. This is what took care of my pancreatic tumor that I had on my pancreas, along with a million other things. I can't go into all details, but many energy imbalances, got rid of everything, and even got me my shift. So this is Ann Wigmore's program. It's not mine. I followed it and it healed me, and I'm really dedicated to it now. All right. Okay, so my blood pressure, 138/89. My sugar was at 126, and that's pretty good considering that I had just eaten about an hour ago. Fasting normal is 80 over 100. Excuse me, if you start in the morning, after eating 170 to 200, which I did, so I'm pretty good in there. And then 2 to 3 hours after eating should be 120 or 140. My oxygen level is 97. My pulse is a 96, which 96 is pretty high. That is going to start, you'll see that start going slower and slower, because as you get more oxygen from the live foods, that's going to decrease. You'll see all these numbers decrease. Fat content, my goodness, I used to be at a 17%. It's at 39.8, and my BMI is at 26.7, which is not healthy at all. Ages 19 to 29 should be 19 to 22 for the fat content. 30 to 29 should be 20 to 24, and 50 and over should be 27.3. So I'm really not in the best place there for the fat content. Now, I want to stress one thing. These charts, a lot of times I don't agree with them, because I got myself down to a 17% and I was over those age brackets, okay? I don't like to give my age out because it cements how old you are. I always say we're getting younger and younger every day, and we're pretty well imprinted on age, and we see ourselves getting older because we believe we're getting older. But I'm 65. And when I've really been dedicated to this, I go down to 17%. And you'll be seeing every 2 weeks as these numbers decrease, and you'll see the healing aspect of it. Okay, now for the BMI that I said it was 26.7. Normal is 18 to 5 to 24.9. And then if you're overweight, it's 25 to 29.9. And I'm at 26.7. So as you see me here, I am in the category of overweight and obese. All right. Going down to the next numbers, my waist is 38, my hips 45, my left thigh is 21 and a half, my right is 22 and a half, and my breast is 38 and a half. So with all of that said and done, I'm going to be putting a video every 2 weeks, and I want to finalize my commitment here to go from an addiction to being unaddicted, being in a place of shining who I am inside, that intense love connected to divinity, to being a light that I could shine through a lighter body and not something that is so dense that I've created. And we are co-creators, and we could do this. Every one of us could do this. So anyways, I'm here to share because my passion is to get everybody complete, whole, and healthy, and enjoy and happiness and living your heaven here while you're here. So anyways, as I always leave you, we share that love and light, and I love all of you, and hug yourself and have a terrific day.